Hey, startup founders, aspiring entrepreneurs, and general business junkies. This is Ian Scott Cohen with the Founder Underground, back for part 2 of our value proposition exercise. So this is where we're going to take what you did in part 1, where you used our type form to actually come in and define your initial value proposition using a formula that we've put together. And so then you're going to go to your email, which is what I'm in right now. So you'll actually have come from a screen that looks like this, where it says next steps. Congrats on completing the exercise. Check your inbox and definitely check spam, promotional, or social folders for an email from the Typeform automation address, notifications@typeform.com. And in this email, we've given you the prompt. So it's going to take all of your responses from the form and insert them into a ChatGPT prompt that we have pre-written and that you'll be able to just paste into ChatGPT, as I'm going to show you now, and it's going to spit out a bunch of advice and next steps. Value proposition is the cornerstone of any business model, period. If you don't have a value proposition, you don't have a business. And so this is going to be really, really critical. So I've gone into my email, and the subject of the email is going to say your value proposition template. Pretty straightforward, hopefully. You'll click into it, and this is what it'll look like. So you've got a brief little note from us. Thank you for completing the value proposition builder. Below is your personalized prompt. Copy and paste everything between the dashes. That's our usual framework for these exercises. Look for the dashes and then copy and paste everything between them. This is going to be the prompt, what we tell ChatGPT to do on our behalf. And you notice that it already has, so here's our dashes. And then everything below it is also italicized, is the information. So this is the instructions we're actually giving the ChatGPT. So you are a top-tier venture and performance coach assisting an early-stage entrepreneur in refining their value proposition. Be sure to be both candid and empowering. Look, we want reality and we also want momentum. And so we make sure that ChatGPT knows that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and copy all of this. You can see it's got my answers. Parents looking for affordable, engaging, and entertainment enrichment options. So I'm just going to go ahead and scroll down, find my dashes, stop just before. I'm going to copy this, Control-C, or right-click and C. And then it says next steps, copy the prompt above and paste it into ChatGPT, review the output and refine your value proposition further, and then test it out by actually talking to people. So let's go over to ChatGPT. I'm going to start a new chat, although you don't have to, and I'm literally just going to paste the whole thing in. Now, again, don't worry about the formatting or the spaces. ChatGPT can handle all that. I've pasted it in, and now let's hit enter or the arrow, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm working with model 4.0 here, and so that's the one I would recommend for stuff like this, but again, sort of up to you. So what it's done is, first thing is it's drafted a value proposition statement, or I should say a few sentences to describe my value proposition. So our mobile game helps parents looking for affordable and enriching entertainment for their kids solve the struggle of finding engaging educational and budget-friendly activities. By gamifying the business building process in an age-appropriate and fun way, our product ensures children are entertained and learning simultaneously. This delivers peace of mind to parents, transforming them from feeling anxious and unsure about mobile device content to feeling empowered that they are equipping their kids with future-ready skills while having fun. That's a really nice statement. I think it captures pretty well what I'm trying to do, or at least what I think I'm trying to do. It does give me some suggested improvements, so that's always part of the process. One of the great things about ChatGPT is letting it be your guide and on iterating, on improving. It can call out different things in a non-judgmental way. So suggested improvements, it says I should add specificity. So if there are measurable outcomes, for instance, teaching kids foundational business and problem-solving skills in as little as 15 minutes a day. So that's a measurable outcome. Clarify the age range. That definitely would be important. Is this for 4-year-olds or for 14-year-olds? There's a big difference there. Highlight uniqueness. So it would want me to emphasize, or it's suggesting that I could emphasize more about the gamification, and really dig into that a little bit. And then it suggests strengthening the emotional connection. So illustrate how the game boosts parents' confidence by enabling their children to develop real-world skills. So here it says, as a sample, empowering parents to raise future innovators and leaders through play. So that is a really great phrasing of what I'm trying to do. Notice he uses words like raise future innovators, as opposed to just, giving kids something fun to do. It's talking about the actual transformation that the parents can have on their child, which I think is powerful. It gives me some additional questions to think about. What specific skills or concepts does the game teach? How can these be highlighted? Okay, so I didn't really say much about that in my form, but this is great. It would tell me, maybe I want to highlight, they learned budgeting, or they learned graphing, or they learned teamwork, or, management, that kind of stuff. Are there specific metrics or achievements in the game that parents can track to feel assured about their child's progress? So is there some sort of monitoring that also builds up the child's confidence? And then, of course, if I have any evidence or testimonials, it suggests, or asks me what evidence or testimonials can I use to validate the claim that this is educational and engaging. And so this is right. This is a great idea. It's like if I'm starting to get into this, whether I just have designs or a demo, getting early evidence or testimonials is going to be really important. Suggested next steps: test messaging. So I could run a survey or interviews with your target audience. Prototype validation. So if I have a prototype or a demo, put it with a small group of parents to gather feedback, and definitely do some competitive analysis. So these are 3 great suggested next steps. Competitive analysis is definitely something that I should do next, just to understand what's out there, what's working, what's not, and why. But overall, hopefully you can see that this has given me a great place to start from my initial idea about my target audience and value proposition. And then you can keep going it further with this. So you can say, okay, this was great feedback. Can you help me take the next steps? And that's why you really just want to keep pushing yourself with ChatGPT and focus on manageable next steps. So for instance, it's helping me outline a quick plan I could do to actually go through with these next steps. So for test messaging, it suggested creating a survey and distributing the survey via Facebook or Reddit. Prototype validation, so it says I could develop a clickable demo, pilot test, competitive analysis. So it gives me, a task and also what kind of questions to ask myself. And then finally, it gives me bonus steps for the week. So a storytelling exercise, expert feedback, next milestone, that kind of thing. And it keeps asking me questions. So once you give it this context, it can really be your coach and your co-founder and your advisor all at once. So definitely feel free to run with it. But hopefully this initial response from our template will give you enough to chew on and keep moving forward. But until next time, this was the second part 2, I should say, video of our value proposition exercise. Hopefully you find it useful and get a lot out of it.